Really, really important visitors today. We're very flattered that they've come to talk with you about how important it is for you to vote, to have your say, not to sit back and say them, but to actually make your voice heard. It's part of what we try to do in the college. You need to do this as adults going out into the world. Have your say, vote. Listen to what party it is, decide what will suit this country, you best. So let's go through who we've got here. Am I allowed to do this? So I'm going to ask them to put their hand up because they're in a college after all, to say who they are. Michael Gold from the Green Party. Hi. Nancy Taff from the Trade Unionist and Social Coalition. Stephen Chung, Liberal Democrats.
Yes, miss.
Molly Samuel Laporte from the Conservative Party.
Yeah.
And Bilal, is that right? Mahmood Labour. So this is your opportunity to hear from them. I'm going to hand over to Simon.
Thank you. Thank you, Principal. Thank you. Actually, I want to begin by thanking two women. Two women that principally have made this happen. My name is Simon Woolley. I see myself as an activist fighting for social and racial justice. And about a few weeks ago, we held a screening of the film Selma. Some of you may have seen the film about Martin Luther King and his trials and tribulations in Selma, Alabama, 50 years ago, actually, almost to the day. And we saw this film, and one of your staff was there, and she said to me, Simon, this is fantastic, and we can talk about this, but you know what? I'd like to talk about this at my college, Waltham Forest College. And so she came back to the college, all enthusiastic, and knocked on the principal's door and said, I would like to talk about voter registration and the empowerment of our students with Operation Blackbird. And the principal said, yes, bring them here, let's get our young men and women empowered so they can have a voice. I want to give a really warm thank you to Penny and Angela.
Who's done a lot of the organisation, and Jonathan.
Your staff care about you. Clearly they want you to be brilliant students. They want you to have a great future. But they care that you have a voice too. That you can be listened to as young men, as young women, some of minority communities, that we all have a voice. I want us to begin actually by telling about 3 or 4 minutes about Operation Blackbird, how we came about, how we've been travelling around the country, from Bradford to Bristol to Birmingham, to encourage young people like yourselves to be strong, to be brilliant, to have a voice. I want to introduce the founder, one of the founders of Operation Blackbird. Give a warm welcome to Lee.
Well, today is a very important day because, there's a myth going around that young people are interested in politics. Raise your hand if you're interested in politics. Let me see. Are you interested in politics? Yeah. Who's not interested in politics? Let me ask you the question. Are you not interested in politics? Well, let me give you a little insight. You may not be interested in politics, but politics is definitely interested in you. And in this forthcoming election, where the political parties are fighting for every single vote, am I right, guys? Every single vote is going to make a real difference to these parties. It's not like the elections of the past, where it was just a 2-horse race between Labour and the Conservatives. This election, there are so many variables, so many different strands to it, that anybody could end up winning. It's like every single vote counts, and your vote is going to count like never before. The reason why we found Operation Blackbird way back in the mid-90s is because we're tired of seeing the same old narrative, which is our people complaining that things are not the way they want to be, but they don't vote at the ballot box. Because every time you don't vote, it's not a revolutionary act, it's not an act that is going to trouble the politicians. Every time you don't vote, that is a vote for the status quo. And there's lots of people in power who have got a vested interest to making sure that you're convinced that you don't really need to vote. And Operation Black Vote is here to say to you that you need to reclaim democracy, you need to become registered to vote, and you need to change the system that you're dissatisfied with. You don't think these guys will deliver on their promises? Well, then change the democratic system so they have to deliver on their promises. Consider MP recall. Your MP's not doing what they're supposed to do, bring them back, sack them, or get a new one.